Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and it's time for another Leeds United update. I hope you are all doing well. Please do smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit that notification bell. I'm pre-recording this vid so I could get it ready for you in the morning. I'll probably still be in bed as you're watching this, life of a YouTuber and all that jazz. But yeah, it's quite late, but it is what it is. I thought, you know what? I can't sleep. We need to talk about this guy. So let's do a vid. So listen, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course hit the notification bell. Big up to all the members out there as well. We achieved 300 members currently on the Just Joe Football Show. Absolutely insane, so hats off to you all. And yeah, I'll stop rambling now and I'll see you on the other side of this intro.
I don't care. It's 1-0. We're fucking down. 13th in the championship. The takeover happened as I said it would. People will be. Oh, when have we got Leeds?
So folks, video. We're here to talk about Luca Netz. Luca Netz, German, 20-year-old left-back, currently playing at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Seems like a genuine link. It's a position Leeds United definitely need to strengthen in. He's been at Mönchengladbach since August 2021. Has a deal until 2026. Has played for the German under-21s with 12 caps. A current market value of around about 10 million euros. Talented left-back, definitely. Goes without saying, made significant contributions to Mönchengladbach since joining the club. Obviously worked under Daniel Farke as well, which when chatting with Lockie tonight, he made the claim that, you know, this could happen. Leeds United could continuously be linked with players from Mönchengladbach. So maybe you do need to take it with a pinch of salt, because you're a bit like, well, you know, maybe it's just an easy link for articles to say like, oh, Mönchengladbach, Farke was there, Leeds might get promoted, let's stick that out there. We know that these things can happen. But Luca Netz is a high prospect, a high potential player that a lot of Premier League clubs are already interested in. He's been linked with the likes of Manchester United, Arsenal, City, which of course you might think, well, why would he come to us? But what we tend to see, and again, you can disagree with me if you want, but these sort of players move to a Premier League club, see how they get on, then the top six come a sniffing, you know what I mean? Really, clubs like your Arsenal, Cities, Man United, they need ready players right now, right? Is Luca Netz right now ready for top six Premier League? I would argue not, and we'll talk about the reasons as to why. But yeah, look, he was at Mönchengladbach. He'd have worked there with Daniel Farke. Daniel Farke needs a left-back. We need a left-back. But then again, look, we're going to go through some of his key attributes, some of his positives, some of his negatives. And a lot of it, for me, matches up to Firpo. So I'm a bit like, will he give Firpo a chance and then maybe give a younger left-back and understudy the opportunity to challenge for that spot? We've seen what Firpo's like defensively. And I would argue Luca Netz needs to make improvements in that area in order for him to be ready for the Premier League. Because the left-backs in the Premier League, compared to the ones we have in the Championship, they will need to do a lot of defending, which right now they tend not to, because Leeds United dominate the ball. We are by far one of the better teams, if not the best team in the division. That isn't going to be the same if indeed we do get promoted. But look, everything I read and check on Luca Netz, everybody's saying keep an eye on this promising young player. Now, Leeds United, although I've said we need to add experience, and I still stand by that, we will also be looking at markets where we can get promising young players with huge sell-on value, right? Luca Netz fits that bill. Now let's talk about some of his strengths, all right? So as a left-back, he demonstrates solid defensive abilities, okay? He's got decent positioning, tackling, and has the ability to read the game that can help him contribute to his effectiveness when stopping, you know, opponents' attacks, which is something we need, right? Counter-attacks, we need a player to be positionally aware. I've said before, Firpo's spatial awareness at times can be all over the shop. Left foot precision, he has a decent ball. He's naturally left-footed. We've seen in recent times just how much of a positive that is when Firpo plays over Byram, okay? Because he provides balance to the team's play. right footer on the right side, left footer on the left. So accurate crosses. This is something, again, we've seen from Firpo. I think Firpo's clocked up 5 assists, which is way and above Gray, Roberts, Byram, whoever's played there, yeah? So he's got accurate crosses and passes from the left flank that help create goal-scoring opportunities. We've seen in recent times Junior Firpo do that with a plum, setting up Bamford against Sheff Wednesday. He's versatile because he can play 2 different tactical setups. We've seen that with the switch from Farke to the current Mönchengladbach manager. He's comfortable both defensively when joining the attack, and it makes him a versatile asset. Can play left back or left wing back. And he has high work rate, high work ethic and commitment on the field, which again is a positive. And it is commendable that he has these traits. And of course, when you have worked with Farke in the past, if he can sign on the dotted line and say, yeah, I know this character. We know Farke's no mug, right? He doesn't suffer fools. We've seen that with the treatment of Spence. On your bike, son. You know, we've seen it when he was willing to say to Nonto, you're one of my better players, you know, but you're not training with us while you've got all this going on. So he already is aware of Netz, right? So he's going to be aware of his work rate and his good work ethic. And that shows in his gameplay as well, because he covers ground efficiently and contributes defensively and offensively. But look, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Of course, there are areas for improvement. He is just 20-year-old, so he would need to improve his physical stature. He's still developing physically. So he would need to enhance that strength and endurance, and then that would enable him to compete better against stronger opponents. We know the Premier League is one of the most physically demanding leagues in the world. You're coming up against the best players in world football week in, week out. Not just like once a season against Bayern Munich. Look, maybe I'm being harsh on the Bundesliga, but it just doesn't compare to the Premier League. His decision-making needs work as well, because occasionally he can be found wanting under pressure. You know, making the wrong pass, making the wrong decision when pressed. And of course, that is something that will happen in the Premier League. You know, he will be pressed, especially with the way Leeds United tend to play. So that needs to improve. Now, of course, I did mention his defensive positioning as a positive. While it is solid overall, there's still room for improvement in that area, especially when it comes to one-on-one. So, you know, fine-tuning that aspect of his game will enhance his effectiveness in one-on-one situations, which, again, coming back to the Premier League, there are one-on-one demons in this division. You know, Jeremy Doku, for example, I know he's on the opposite side, but you're going up against your Salahs, your Sakas, etc. So you need to make sure you're on point. When doing this research, again, to summarise, all the time, it gets said he is a young talent with immense potential. And as he gains experience and continues to refine his skills and come up against better opposition, they're talking about this guy being a key player for the German national side. And he's made quite an impact on the Bundesliga this season. You know, we can go through now some of his metrics compared to some of the other players in that division. Now, this season is predominantly operated as a wing-back, pushing forward aggressively, and his heat map, when you look at it, reveals that. You know, he spends more time in the opposition half with more touches in the opposition half than in his own half, which again is something that we will want from a left back. So he constantly and confidently ventures into the opposition 18-yard box, okay? He's still not scored yet this season, but he's averaged 1.55 shots per 90, which demonstrates that he is a goal threat when in them areas. His clever movement allows him to find space and receive passes in dangerous areas, which again is something we have seen, that little trifecta at times. I love it when we see Somerville, we see Kamara and Firpo. Every time Firpo goes on an underlap or an overlap, he gets on the end of the ball, and you'd be expecting something similar from Luca Netz. Now, everything I'm going through here, I'm thinking, right, well, is it not just Firpo, right? But we know that Firpo has issues with his fitness. Of course, we'll be going after a certain profile of player, young, up and coming, resale value. And of course, we need someone to, if Firpo starts the season, for example, you want someone, if he does break down, to come in. Is Byram Premier League ready? Would I let him have a shot? Yeah, but we can't be charity, right? We need to be looking for the next best thing. Luca Netz could well be that. He's also great at pressing as well, which is something maybe Firpo isn't. And what I mean by that is, like, Firpo, for me, is poor in terms of his body positioning that allows him, for me, to be easily beat by players. You know, how many times have we seen him having to make challenges because he's been beaten with ease, and when he does make these challenges, they're poor at that, right? But Netz excels in pressing opponents in the attacking third. He initiates 3.82 pressures per 90s in the area, ranking among the top 5% of fullbacks in his division. Same again for block passes as well. So he's able to read the game and shut down them lanes. And we spoke about his versatility as well, right? He provides width in build-up and moves forward with the ball. He's comfortable carrying the ball. Okay, so him being a little bit elusive on that left flank allows him to stretch the opposition's defence and create space for his teammates, which is great for Leeds United. When you have players like Somerville, Rutter, which need space with which to work in, right? We've seen them already in the Championship this season. They've struggled to find space in the latter stages. So this type of player that has autonomy on that left-hand side and enables him to create space for these players. As I said, he's a high-potential player that a lot of clubs are interested in. Chelsea, City, Arsenal have all been mooted with having an interest in him. And of course, as he gains experience and hones his skills, he could become a key player, you know, for the German national side, for Mönchengladbach if he decides to stay. But if Leeds United are interested and 10 million euros isn't out of our price range, this is the thing. We don't know yet what our sort of ballpark figures are with what. Listen, I've heard people say we could have a £30 million player in each position with what, you know, with the areas that we need. It will remain to be seen what kind of backing we will get. But Luca Netz, whatever you read, whenever you do research, it's like this kid is a rising star. He's smashing it in the Bundesliga. He's got immense potential. Keep an eye on him. So if Leeds United are genuine about this and we do need a left back and these are the type of players that we're looking at, then I'm on board with it. And I'd be like, yeah, we need one. Go get the lad. What I will say though, just to finish up, I also do think we need experience within this side. I don't just want to go after young players. Sometimes you have to say, you know what? Yep, we might not be able to resell this guy, but we could do with him in the dressing room. So, you know, I just hope it's not all youngsters. But listen, hearing what I've just told you, if you've stayed this far, when you do a little bit of investigative work and you have a look at some of his key attributes and some of the stuff that people say about him, it's enough to excite you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you be on board with the signing of Luca Netz if we were to return to the Premier League? And let me know what you thought on the video. Did I get anything right, wrong? Do you disagree, agree? Let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out. Leeds Leeds.